Qualities or leadership qualities that are essential are, I say first and foremost, and probably we'll just leave it at this answer, is doing what you say and providing a vision for the organization. So it's not enough to just say, I want to go there, but it's really leading by example. It's really showing everyone at the organization that this change is necessary, what we are going to achieve as an organization by making this change, and really sitting down and being a part of that change instead of just telling everyone, here's where we need to go. It's showing them where we need to go, how we're going to get there, and that you're on board as a leader. I think the best practices are, probably we'll narrow it down to three things. It's constant communication, having the right tools in place, and the ability to pivot and adjust when necessary. So knowing that if you have the right processes in place, if everyone knows what's expected of them, and then knowing that every project is not going to be perfectly laid out or perfectly followed as laid out, and the ability to quickly and effectively pivot and adjust towards what the new outcome is and how we're going to get there and what that means to the team, and communicating to the team what exactly those steps are and what's exactly expected of them. How do we stay organized to keep our projects on track, to ensure our projects stay on track? I think it's really just a matter of putting the tools in place, putting good tools in place, and constant communication with the client. All the way from when we first are working with a client to meet to discover what their needs are, putting together a plan on how we're going to meet their needs, but discussing with them and clearly communicating with them how we're going to get there, what's expected from both organizations, and what that project plan looks like is really the key to success. The most misunderstood aspect of project governance, I think, is really that you can just put the tools in place and they will take care of it. It's really a combination of putting the correct tools in place, but also constantly using those tools and communicating with the client where we stand, what we need to do in the future, and what's expected of everyone. So as we alluded to earlier, when we talk about methodologies, when we talk about tool sets that we use, it's not enough just to put those tools in place, but you really have to be following them, participating with them, and constantly communicating with the third stage team, with the client team, and with leadership from both sides. The most rewarding project that I've worked on was a client that we engaged with about a year and a half ago. And we came into this client midstream. They were in midstream in a technology selection. They'd made their decision on the selection and they had started with the implementation. We came in on working with them on a change management engagement to really help them figure out how their organization was going to take best advantage of the new technology. What made that engagement so rewarding was that this client really went outside of our traditional client mold. We usually are brought in before a client even sits down to select a new technology. In this case, the client had already started, they not only selected the new technology, but they'd started the implementation. So it was really the challenge here, and where we succeeded and we really helped the client out was getting them up to speed as far as, okay, we're coming in midstream, let's figure out how we can take advantage of what's happened to this point in time, but really putting together a plan going forward that allowed us to hit the ground and start making lasting and really impressionable impacts right from the beginning, while we were still building that plan up on how to get them through to the final goal, and that was to make sure that they were best situated to take advantage of the technology that they were implementing. The advice that I would give them is to not make it too complex, and really sit down and look at what put some simple tools in place and communicate often and communicate regularly. So sitting down and making sure everyone knows what's expected of them, but not only that, making sure that everyone is constantly communicating, whether it's on a weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly basis, so that any project issue that comes up is addressed and is taken care of before it becomes a real major problem and would put the project into further jeopardy. The courses, obviously at Third Stage, we have a lot of resources and a lot of material that focuses around project governance. We'd be happy to discuss with you what the role of project governance plays within not only an engagement but within an organization moving forward. And then I would say just go out on the web. There's a lot of really good tools, and I think that the key to any material that you read and any information that you gather is keep it simple. Don't get really complex. Don't get too in the weeds. And the easiest thing to do is sit down, start with the simple solution, start with the basics, and then go from there. Don't overwhelm yourself, but just start walking and get into a good governance mindset, and then build as you go. Emerging trends in project governance that we're most excited about is, I think, really the automation of tools and the automation. I think with AI, again, if you keep it simple and you allow the tool to become something that is going to enable you to reach a goal, and not overthink it and not overcomplicate it, but really using the automation that's available to track issues, to help enhance the communication. That's really the thing that I'm most excited about, is taking a lot of the legwork out, but still making sure that we're getting the desired outcome from the tools that we have in place. How will it evolve in the next 5 years? I think that the key is that it's as we become more automated, it's going to be the individuals and the organizations that are best able to adapt to the automation that is not only available now, but that will become available in the future, and to use it to their advantage. We a lot of times talk on our engagements that just to automate is really not helping you out, but it's really figuring out what are those challenges that you have and what are those time commitments that you have, and can you automate the process, and can you make it better so that you're really focusing on what the issues are, and that is communicating within the team and with the client and with Third Stage Consulting, and really keeping the project and the organization focused on what's the most important outcome that you're trying to achieve. If I could implement one change, it would just be better communication, better constant, clear communication. And when we talk about communication, I think the one thing that is the biggest challenge, and will continue to be a challenge no matter how much we automate, is working with the client to figure out what's the best and most effective way to communicate without overcomplicating the process. So with some clients, we are able to simply put together 5 to 6 bullets every week. We talk about those highlights and we move on. There's other clients that really require a lot more hand-holding. They want to talk through each one of the issues. They want to talk about what the pros and cons are, what that means to their final mission. So it's really taking and not overcomplicating the process, but taking and tailoring that solution to each individual client so that we make sure they're getting what they need, and we are all basically focused, and we all are in a constant understanding of what we're trying to do and how we're going to get there. Thank you for your time to talk about governance today. We are excited at Third Stage about our strong governance practice that we have, and not only on our stance with delivering a quality project on time, on budget, and giving you the best product that we can, but also working with organizations to implement governance within the organization. We would be happy to talk to you from an engagement point of view or from an organizational point of view on how you can implement or design, implement, and use your governance practices going forward, not only from an engagement point of view, but from an organization point of view, to help you get to where you want to be.